This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 11, 2023. And in the news tonight, a man killed in shootout after robbery at NCB ABM in Westmoreland. A man is dead and another in custody following a shootout with the police who were responding to the alleged robbery of a National Commercial Bank ABM on Saturday morning in Little London, Westmoreland. Parish Commander, Senior Superintendent of Police Wayne Josephs confirmed the incident. The ABM was installed just under 2 years ago in the community. The alleged robbery took place around 3:15 a.m. Police intercepted them, resulting in a shootout. The deceased man is reportedly from St. Mary. His name has not been released. This is the third incident in recent weeks involving money dispensing machines. On February 2, an automated teller machine was stolen from Jameson's service station in Darlaston in Westmoreland. It was recovered later that day, but the $8 million that it reportedly contained was not found. News also came on February 2 that a JN Bank ATM was vandalized in Spalding, Clarendon overnight. The police said no money was taken. 65-year-old woman shot dead in Admiral Town shooting spree. The Kingston Western Police are probing the murder of an elderly woman Friday night in the Admiral Town community. Dead is 65-year-old Barbara Walters of a Slipen Road, Kingston 5 address. Reports are that about 10:25 p.m., gunmen invaded the community and they fired shots indiscriminately at different sections. When the shooting subsided, Walters was found at her gate suffering from gunshot wounds. She was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where she was pronounced dead. The Kingston Western Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating. Body found with feet bound in St. Elizabeth. The police are probing the murder of a man whose body was found with the feet bound in Mount Osborne near Leeds on the Santa Cruz to Malvern Main Road on Friday. According to the police, about 5:30 a.m., the body was seen with the feet and the neck bound on the main road. The police report did not say if the body had any visible wounds, and the man's identity is not known at this time. The body was removed to the morgue and the investigations are ongoing. Farmer charged for allegedly stabbing fisherman to death at Clarendon Bar. A farmer has been charged with murder after stabbing a fisherman to death at a bar at the Farquhar Beach Milk River in Clarendon on February 8. Charged is 47-year-old David Ellington, otherwise called the Daddy Man, of Farquhar Beach Milk River, Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as 53-year-old O'Neill Greenwood, otherwise called the Pangola, a fisherman of the same community. Reports from the Maypen police are that about 9:30 p.m., both men were at a bar when they got into an altercation. Ellington reportedly used a knife to stab Greenwood. The police were alerted and Greenwood was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Ellington was arrested and subsequently charged after he underwent a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Family of missing barber seeking answers. The family of 34-year-old Javay O'Connor is desperately seeking answers following his disappearance in December. According to a relative of the father of two, O'Connor was last seen in the Cheesefield area of Lindsay St. Catherine, where he went to visit his wife of 6 years, who is a British citizen. Him mother cry every day. Him son them ask for him every day. It bothers me right throughout, the relative who asked not to be named told the news. The whole community is impacted by the whole thing. Once you walk in at the community, somebody asks and express their concern. He's a barber and he's a very good barber. Enough people know him, the relative said, noting that O'Connor resides in Linstead and Kingston. The relative said that O'Connor, otherwise called the Fashion, is not only responsible for his two children, but also his father, who is visually impaired. Him going missing this long time has been affecting the entire family, friends, his customers, and members of the community drastically. Everybody is seeking closure of what could have gone wrong leading to this, the relative said, adding that reports of O'Connor's disappearance have been made to the police in Linstead and Halfway Tree in St. Andrew. Him leaving business and everything, so just confusion right across the board. Me just want to know what happened. You get me? The relative said. O'Connor, the relative said, is a very jovial person and is always excited about his work as a barber. He is very artistic, hence always exploring new designs to decorate his barbershop. His room or some unique style are designed to do in the hair of his customers, added the family member. He is entertaining to people around him because he is always talking and bragging about how he is the best at what he does, or saying something that will cause people around him to laugh. Some would always say him a real sample man, continued the relative. The family member is asking anyone with information regarding O'Connor's whereabouts to contact the nearest police station. 60-year-old man found dead inside a Portland home. The decomposing body of a 60-year-old Portland man was on Friday afternoon discovered by a neighbor who smelled a foul odor and saw vultures on the housetop. The deceased, Winston Bryan, from Long Bay District in the parish, was last seen alive at around 8 a.m. on Sunday. No foul play was suspected. Police said about 4 p.m., Bryan's neighbor smelled a foul odor coming from inside the now deceased man's house. He went to investigate and saw a swarm of flies on one of the windows on the left side of the dwelling. He also saw vultures on the roof and alerted the police. On the arrival of the police, a foul odor was smelled coming from the 4-bedroom, 2-story dwelling. The police, upon gaining forced entry with the assistance of residents, saw Bryan's body in a back room to the left of the building. The body was lying on its back, clad in a yellow mesh merino, and was in an advanced state of decomposition. The police said both feet were hanging off the bed. No marks of violence were observed. The scene was processed and the body removed. Family torn by abduction and the murder of Denham Town resident. The abduction and the murder of 45-year-old Fitzroy Davidson, a resident of Denham Town in West Kingston, has left his family in distress. Davidson, who would have turned 46 years old February 28, was just outside his house at Kings Heights on Little King Street when he was abducted on Wednesday night. Early Thursday morning, he was found dead at a property on Spanish Town Road with gunshot wounds to his body. His daughter, Peter Gay Davidson, described her father as a good man as she struggled to recall events leading up to the killing. "My father was a good man. Every day him go work from 7 in the morning and come back in the evening. He worked at Caribbean Cement. Wednesday night when him come home, him say him really tired. Him say everybody must find something to eat. Him buy food for him and my mother, and they shared it. My father come outside with a cornbread after 7 p.m. and he was out here eating. He went over to my grandparents' house, and when him come back, we could hear him talking. Same time we heard some rustling at the back of the house," said the grieving daughter. "Normally, Daddy would be the one to check out what a going around the back. By the time we come out, we no see him. Mommy started to panic because she could not think of where he could have gone. The only place he would go is down by my granny or to the shop. If he was going to stay long, he would say it. My father no hide nothing from us," Davidson added as she told the news that she had big plans for her father's birthday. She also shared that her birthday is next week. According to the distraught daughter, her father was awaiting a visa which would have allowed him to take a trip overseas to cool out since strange and concerning things were happening in the community. Him look about him visa because him say him tired of how the place a run. Them poison me dog just before that. Anytime nothing funny a go on, the dog bark, so them make sure them kill him. My father normally secure the building. He's always outside, even at 3 a.m., especially on the weekends. He used to be a security, so he's used to staying up late. The night of the incident, my mother was scared to even look around the back. When she came out, she saw the cornbread and the juice out here. My father wouldn't leave them there, so we knew something happened. We heard him cursing with somebody before he went missing. We called him, and his phone did just a ring and a ring. I don't see why anybody would want to hurt my father. My father was such a peaceful man. When my father cooked, him give everybody," she said. Davidson's father, Sylvester, told the news that he is frazzled by his son's murder. "Midday Zero," the 76-year-old explained. "He treat me good. He was a good youth. He was a family man. As big as him children are, he treated them like babies. Anything him pitney them want, him work and give them. He is the one who kept the place clean. He always finds something to do," said the elder Davidson. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.